All right, let's start. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Manage Your Platform Cost at Scale, Reducing Total Cost of Ownership with Liferay DXP. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. My name is Valerie, and I'm part of the marketing team at Liferay for Asia Pacific, and I will be your host and moderator for today's session. With me, we have Samir Patel, Sales Engineering Manager at Liferay Asia Pacific, who will be covering today's topic. Many organizations today are under increasing pressure to deliver better digital experiences while managing rising technology costs, fragmented systems, and growing demands on IT teams. As digital ecosystems become more complex, understanding the true costs of maintaining and scaling these platforms have become increasingly important. In today's session, we'll explore how organizations can take a more strategic approach to total cost of ownership, or also known as TCO, and how a unified digital experience platform like Liferay DXP can help reduce complexity, improve operational efficiency, and support long-term innovation. Before we get started, let's take a quick look at today's agenda. First, Samir will walk us through the concept of total cost of ownership and discuss the factors that contribute to long-term platform costs. He'll also share use cases from organizations across the Asia-Pacific region that are navigating similar challenges. Next, we'll move into a product demonstration of Liferay AI Hub. We'll get first tips on Liferay DXP's latest innovation in action. After that, we'll head into the Q&A session where we open the floor for questions. We encourage you to submit any questions through the Q&A panel at any time during the presentation, and we'll address as many as we can during the Q&A segment. Just some housekeeping notes to keep in mind. This webinar is being recorded, and the recording will be shared with you after the session. You'll also receive a short feedback survey at the end of the webinar. We would greatly appreciate your participation, as your feedback helps us improve future webinars and deliver topics that are most relevant to your business needs. With that, I'll hand the time over to Samir. Samir, please.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, that is Manage Your Platform Cost at Scale. Reducing the total cost of ownership, TCO, with Liferay DXP. My name is Samir Patel, and as Valerie has already introduced, just to give you a very quick introduction in brief, I've been working as a sales engineering, for the APAC region within Liferay for past almost 10 years. It's my 11th year working with Liferay and working on Liferay technology. So today we'll be exploring a topic that is, increasingly top of mind for many technology leaders across the region, right? How to make smarter, more sustainable investment in the digital platforms. Organization in the early stage of their evaluating a platform or reassessing their existing investment or the technology investment that they have done. For them, I trust this session will provide meaningful and actionable insight. So let us get started. Talking directly from the perspective of what is TCO, total cost of ownership. So it's basically a financial metric that calculate the full long-term cost of acquiring, operating, and maintaining an asset. So in this case, in our case, it is going to be a software platform. So it's calculating these investment across the entire life cycle. So the key distinction here is that TCO goes well beyond the initial purchase price or subscription fee for a investment in digital platform. So it encompasses every cost associated with the platform, from the moment you procure to ongoing operation, eventually evolution of that particular software implementation. So for technology leaders, understanding TCO is essential to make truly informed investment decisions. Because just the list price or the ticker price that you see, it doesn't tell the complete story, right? Yeah. So why is TCO important? Why does it really matter so much? Because without a disciplined approach, to calculate, organization routinely underestimate, what their software truly costs. Hidden costs have a way of compounding over time. So there are many costs involved, such as integration fees, training expenses, unplanned downtime in case they are SaaS or PaaS offering, right? And then there are many manual workaround or customization that you do on top of the platform. So by the time these costs become visible, they have often already had a material impact on budget and operational efficiency. So a rigorous TCO analysis really helps you anticipate and manage this cost proactively rather than reacting to them after the fact. So at its core, what is how TCO is calculated or expressed? So it's a simple equation, right? The sum of upfront cost, also referred to as acquisition cost or setup cost, right? Plus ongoing operating cost. So both components are equally important. Focus solely on the upfront cost because most of the organization they focus on the upfront cost, they see the cost and then they make the decision. But they also have to consider the second part of it, which is operating cost. So let us now examine each of these cost category in great detail. So the upfront cost, which is the first part of the equation, covers all expenditure associated with getting the platform implemented and operational, right? So the initial cost. So it includes software licensing, purchasing fees, cost of implementation, integration that is required. That means the initial configuration, then training resources to onboard the team, then the effort required to migrate the existing data, and then also in few cases or in many cases you also have to integrate with the organization legacy systems, and in some cases you also have to procure some additional infrastructure or hardware, right? So while these costs are generally visible and budgeted for, they can still be underestimated, particularly from the perspective of integration complexity with third party system as well as the data migration scope. So these kind of can the cost can increase in these two aspects, be it integration or the data migration scope. Yeah. So the second part of the equation is operating cost. So, however, upfront cost represents only a part of the full picture. Operating cost, which is the ongoing expenses associated with running and maintaining the platform, often prove to be the more significant factor over time. So, as I talked about it earlier, recurring subscription and licensing fees, cost of additional services, training. As the platform releases new feature, you also have to keep up with the training of the resources. Then the cost of applying upgrades and fixes, right? Investment in security management. So this all can impact the overall cost. And also, of course, there are downtime impacts, etc. So when you add these up across a multi-year period, right, the total can far exceed the original implementation investment, right? So this brings up to the most important question, one should be asking when evaluating a digital platform or a digital experience platform. So are the resources and responsibilities required to manage these platforms and technology or support them, ultimately surpassing the initial investment? Is it a logical investment? So considering this carefully, a solution that appears cost effective at the outset may impose a growing operational burden over time. So as an example, a free or a low cost SaaS product, right? They might feel that they are low cost, right? During the initial deployment. But if troubleshooting, performance management, security maintenance, customization, all if it falls to the internal team of the organization, the true cost can rise well beyond what was anticipated. So this is the central challenge that Liferay DXP is specifically designed to address. So we are going to see some of the factors which can lower or reduce these challenges over the period of time, or thereby reducing the total cost of ownership, right? So this is how exactly Liferay DXP targets upon when it deals with organizational challenges, how they could reduce their overall TCO. So there are several distinct and complementary ways in which an enterprise subscription to Liferay DXP enables you to optimize cost. They can optimize cost, they can accelerate time to value, and they can also minimize future technical debt, right? So let us walk through each of them, those factors which actually reduces the overall TCO. So the first lever for reducing TCO is the ability to simplify your technology stack, right? As we know, organization over the period of time, build disparate systems. They deal with multiple vendors, right? And different technology stack, etc. And they end up, managing or feeling the burden of all these applications. So, Liferay does provide native digital experience capabilities across a wide range of use cases. So, what organization can do is that consolidate multiple vendor relationship and build diverse digital solution on a single unified platform like Liferay. This eliminates the cost and complexity of managing multiple disparate systems and reduces the overhead of vendor management, right? And enables consistent experiences for all audiences. Audiences could be customer, they could be suppliers, partners, etc. So I took an example over here of Team Global Express, a logistic company operate out of ANZ region. So they were able to, stand up with their two entirely new digital initiatives, right? And they could develop those within a couple of months using the same team, the same infrastructure, the same development approach, just by leveraging Liferay DXP. So the multi-tenant capability of Liferay DXP they leveraged, and they could build multiple applications, on the same platform. So how do they really do this, or how organization can really implement or simplify their technology stack? So as we know, the consolidation benefits that the platform offers, right? So we can standardize all of these solutions, be it portals, websites, e-commerce modules, or even for that matter, custom module because of the low code capability that we have. We can bring all of these together onto the same platform by leveraging the same licensing, right? So in this way, they can reduce the licensing fees. They can also enable themselves by sharing the data and reusable assets on the same system. So in a way, they are avoiding a fragmented vendor ecosystem into unifying a single investment onto the platform. So this is particularly relevant for enterprises that have historically built digital experiences across several disconnected platforms, each with its own support model, upgrade cycle, cost structure, etc., etc. And the second lever, the second driver is the TCO reduction. The second driver for the TCO reduction is Liferay DXP's low code capability. As we know, over the period of time, we have been investing heavily on low code aspect of the product, right? Which significantly reduces now the burden on internal IT resources and enable business team to go to market faster. So with intuitive drag and drop, creating objects, creating forms, designing workflow, launching application quickly without really requiring development involvement much for much of the changes, for, or you can say every changes. This frees the IT team to focus on higher value strategic work, while empowering business user to move at the pace the market demands. So as an example, Vodafone Idea is a strong example in this case where they have leveraged low code capability of Liferay in a very extensive way, and they could build a scalable and flexible architecture on the same foundation, which serves actually millions of users. So this simplifies how the partner team and the operation team of Vodafone Idea really works together, and it reduces the go to market strategy at once. So there are certain analysis that we did with multiple implementation, and this is the outcome of using Liferay's low code capability, where they have organization have reported a 70% reduction in development time for content updates because of the faster way of building pages and content, etc. We also saw something like a 2 times improvement in front-end delivery cycle speed because of the headless API capability, and 60% reduction in overall release cycle time because of the CI/CD and DevOps capability that we have introduced as part of our cloud offering, right? So low code page builder, content builder, object, they allow business users to create and publish pages and application without much of the developer assistance. Headless API accelerates front-end delivery across web, mobile, and other channels. And cloud build CI/CD and DevOps capability automate builds, testing, and deployment really fast so that teams can ship new features on a weekly rather than quarterly, builds or quarterly cadence. The third significant source of TCO reduction in is Liferay DXP's approach to system integration. So as we know, over a period of time, rather than requiring a costly and disruptive rip and replace of your existing technology investment, Liferay has been designed in such a way that it can connect seamlessly with both legacy and modern system through its integration framework, right? For example, the headless APIs, the library of headless APIs that we have, the native connectors like SSO, IAM, IDM, etc. So Liferay enables an incremental and modular approach to modernization of the applications, allowing organization to improve and evolve their digital experiences. As an example, there is a global supply chain provider called as Usen Logistics. They could, modernize their freight operation by deploying a Liferay-powered digital portal that automated, air and ocean freight booking. So by integrating with core internal systems and synchronizing real-time tracking data from external carrier APIs, the organization was able to eliminate manual data entry and deliver an end-to-end automated, logistic hub, all without replacing their existing systems. So this is kind of depicts the or defines the flexible integration capability of Liferay, where platform supports connectivity with the hundreds of enterprise application, be it ERP, CRMs, IDMs of the world. Organization within APAC region, they manage complex multi-system environment with this kind of architecture. So it means that your existing investments are protected, your teams are not forced to relearn new systems, and your transition to a modern digital experience platform can happen on your terms and timeline. The next comes security and compliance, which is another factor or another dimension for reducing TCO. One that is easy to underestimate until an incident occurs, because organizations don't really put in much effort during the initial phase of their implementation, that security could be a challenge or compliances could be a challenge. So these challenges includes monitoring for emerging vulnerabilities, timely application of security fixes, and protection against common attack vectors such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, etc. So for regulated industries and public sector organization, Liferay also provide a compliance artifact and a legal assurance program. So covering the intellectual property claims against copyright, trademarks, and patent globally, right? So it is worth noting that some of the references, 8 Indian public sector banks out of 12 in India are powered, their websites are powered by Liferay, which speaks to the platform's credibility and trustworthiness in highly regulated environment. So what are the measures and controls that we have within the platform which helps us in providing the security cover as well as compliance metrics? So Liferay DXP do provide built-in security controls, such as SAML-based identity federation, multi-factor authentication, role-based access control. Also, we now have introduced SCIM. So these are the different protection mechanisms that are provided out of the box. So these capabilities are not only optional add-on, they are very much integral to the platforms, which ensures that security is addressed from the ground up rather than retrofitted after deployment. Then comes the last part of the last factor of the TCO reduction is reducing the operational overhead. So Liferay's cloud subscription options such as Liferay Pass and Liferay SaaS, they provide the opportunity to offload infrastructure and application management responsibilities entirely to the Liferay team. So Liferay Pass handles infrastructure management and guarantees a monthly infrastructure SLA of around 99.95% uptime, and Liferay SaaS goes even further. It not only manages the infrastructure but also manages the full application stack, including platform updates, security patches, backups, and performance monitoring by itself, instead of just delegating this responsibility to the customer. They themselves do most of these activities. So both options are backed by, as of now, backed by Google Cloud, providing enterprise grade reliability, security, and scalability. So a particular relevant example that I can take from here is PNB Housing Finance, where the DXP Pass, the Liferay Pass, they enabled them to move from fragmented web experiences to a robust, scalable, and secure digital foundation built on top of Liferay platform as service in record time. And then we have something called as recently introduced offering cloud native deployment, right? So not only customer need to be tied upon on our infra, that is GCP powered PaaS or SaaS, but they can take a route of cloud native deployment, be it on AWS, Azure, or even for that matter GCP. So for organization that already operates with one of these cloud environments, this significantly accelerates deployment timeline and reduces the friction associated with provisioning and configuration. So it is yet another way in which Liferay is meeting organization where they are already doing it rather than requiring them to adopt an entirely new operating model. So coming to the end of it, what are the as we already know, Liferay's core functional modules work together to deliver these digital experiences. This includes the low code development tool, content management, DAM, personalization engine, search capability, integration framework, right, cloud services, security control, etc. So together, these capabilities provide the foundation upon which organization can build virtually any digital solutions without the need for a fragmented collection of point solutions. But addition to that, beyond the core platform, Liferay now also offer, or some of them is going to get offered in coming time, a range of additional product modules for organizations with more specialized requirement. As an example, this includes the Liferay data platform for advanced data management, digital sales room for commerce and partner engagement, content marketing platform for content driven growth, a CDN for performance optimization, of course, and at the end, the Liferay AI Hub, which is already now available as a private, beta offering, which we'll be demonstrating shortly, of course, after this deck. This module extends the platform's native capability and can be adopted incrementally as your needs evolve. Okay, great. So, with this, I'm also pleased to walk you through Liferay AI Hub, one of Liferay's most, exciting recent addition to the platform. It is already, as I said, in private beta and soon would be a GA release, which is coming up. So before I jump to the demo, before we dive into the live demo, let me briefly introduce what Liferay AI Hub is. So AI Hub is a standalone SaaS based product. So it is a purpose built to bring AI powered productivity to both developers and business users within the Liferay ecosystem. Right. So far, our AI story was always with content generation, auto tagging, document or image generation, etc. But now we are actually having an LLM agnostic offering, where meaning it can work with multiple AI providers, giving you the flexibility to leverage your existing AI investment in case the customers have already invested in certain AI or LLM models. They can leverage those to integrate with Liferay AI Hub. So the key capabilities it includes Liferay managed AI agents that deliver value from day one, a visual interface for building and configuring agents, a pre-built data source connectors so that you can connect with multiple data sources and then process that data to be fed into LLM and create a agentic chatbot. And then rich front-end component for interactive AI experiences. So it is important to note that AI Hub provides Liferay specific context to large language models, making AI assistance genuinely useful within the context of your specific platform and business processes. So with this, let me walk you through a live demo. Let me share my screen. Great. I hope my screen is visible. Let me just play it. So this is kind of a demo instance wherein AI Hub is already configured and you start seeing some of the new things that has come up from since Q1 2026. And now, of course, this is Q2 2026. So we have something called as a content site generator in our, administration or control panel, where you start seeing a prompt window where I can simply, just the way I do it other LLM models, directly from their chat window. I can paste in a prompt or I can write up a prompt with various requirement, and then I can start push it and start generating the artifacts based on that prompt. So what Liferay content site generator really does that, it starts generating the assets or artifacts based on the prompt. Like for example, web content, fragments, display page template, master pages, blogs, documents or assets like images, etc. So these all really start getting generated at the backend using the LLM model that has been integrated with AI Hub. So AI Hub is like a middleware driven solution or tool which understands the context of Liferay as well as it leverages the power of LLM model and start building these artifacts, right? So this is like a classic example of Gen AI capability that comes out of a digital experience platform. So it not only leverages a LLM model, but it understands Liferay context, and you start seeing now various artifacts being generated. So as you see that it's drafting the site plan, so it's going to create the grid layout, start placing the fragments and the web contents onto the page, as well as it can create multiple pages. It can also have a Liferay form. As scroll down, you start seeing some of the artifacts getting generated. So you start seeing all the fragments getting created, and then it analyzes whether the references of the fragments with documents or web contents are intact. In case you are creating multi-language based sites, so it also checks for the target languages of the instance, and accordingly it will start generating it. And then once it generates everything, you start seeing based on the prompt, you would start seeing a live site. In here in this case, it took the name of intralink solution, and you would see some hero header footer with hero banner already in place with multiple pages, and already the block section getting generated, and even a Liferay form, right? Using form fragment connected to Liferay object. And then you can have a theme already configured. So it's all whatever I have entered in the prompt. Based on that, it would get generated. And then we also have something called as Liferay AI Hub dashboard, you would say, or a site, whatever you call it. It's basically tells you the list of different agents, pre-built agents already available, just like the one that are listed in front of you, such as fixing, spelling and grammar, etc. Then you have data sources through which you can connect to different data sources which are non-Liferay data sources, let's say a website or a repository or a document repository, etc. Right? It can even be a site as an example. And then we also have, so in this demo, I have not really configured it, but we also have guardrails so that you can put your rules, where to go, where the AI agent can explore and where it can just, you can just avoid it to go. So that something, and it leverages Liferay workflow for configuring the agentic AI processes. So you can see that the Liferay search node here actually takes a prompt, and you can customize this prompt. You can name it, and that this prompt can have input and output variables based on which it can give a filtered response or tailored response based on the requirement. And this workflow, once enabled, then can be configured for an AI chatbot. So once I have an agent based on a data source, connected to a data source based on a workflow, I can create a chatbot, right? And then using this chatbot, I can, of course, assign the agent that I've created, which is chatbot agent. And once I do this, I start seeing, the chatbot on the site itself. So soon you will see, yes. So you can see this side, and I can start typing the prompt, and then it starts giving me the result. So this way you can actually, you know, um, create agents, deploy these agents, and start. Even you can use it for generating content, reviewing the content. You can connect to different data sources and bring in the data, and then leverage those data, process those data within Liferay. Yep. Let me stop my share and delegate back to the, or put control back to the presentation. Great. So this was all about what we are doing with AI Hub capabilities. Just to give you a quick summary of whatever we have covered so far, what are the different factors that can help organization reduce their overall TCO, starting from simplifying your tech stack, where they can consolidate their vendor implementations and build multiple digital solution on a unified single platform. They can reduce their IT burden, and they can fasten up their go-to-market strategy by leveraging Liferay's low-code capability, and empower and enable their business team for doing most of the job, and freeing up their development time and resources. You can also leverage existing system by integrating the platform with those legacy and modern system instead of replacing it or having a complete overhaul. You can mitigate your security and compliance risk by leveraging built-in enterprise security and the various security certifications that we are compliant to, such as SOC 2, ISO, CSA star, etc. When it comes to Liferay cloud offering. Plus, we also have, for all our offering, we have legal assurance program, so that you can, yeah, the organization can feel themselves protected from various copyright, trademark, issues that can come across. And then, last but not the least, offloading responsibilities to the cloud, which is like Liferay PaaS, SaaS, PaaS, platform as service, which has a highest uptime SLA of 99.95 in the industry. And then SaaS, where we not only support with the infrastructure uptime, but we also support the application uptime, upgrades, security patches, fix packs, vulnerabilities, etc., etc. So end-to-end application management responsibility lies with Liferay SaaS team. And then recent offering with cloud native experiences where you can leverage live hyperscalers or the public cloud environments, cloud native capability, and deploy Liferay. And Liferay can easily integrate and deploy with various of these services, using the tools and scripts that are provided as part of the CNE offering. So with this, I end up my presentation here. Thanks for your time, and attending this presentation. Over to you, Valerie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samir, for the insightful presentation on the importance of total cost of ownership and how Liferay DXP can help you manage your platform cost at scale. We'll now head into our Q&A segment, so please feel free to submit any questions through the Q&A panel. We'll give everyone about 1 minute to think about what they'd like to share or any questions that you may have regarding TCO. All right, I think for this, we will let's do a head start of a question. So I think I'd like to ask Samir a question. So what are the common hidden costs organizations overlook when evaluating the total cost of ownership of their digital platforms?
Yeah, so most overlooked, hidden costs are in the form of integration and integration or a middleware integration cost, the technical debt with because of the heavy customization, also duplicate content across different systems and platforms, ongoing training, infrastructure scaling, right? Sometimes there is a rigidity from the hardware infrastructure perspective, the security patching overhead. So the biggest, again, apart from all this, the biggest blind spot is the opportunity cost. Like, because of the slow time to market, it has really an impact on the overall revenue cost, because you never show up when there is a buyer or there is an invoice, right? So one liner, I would say TCO isn't just what you pay the vendor; it's everything your team spends around the platform to keep it running. So these are some of the hidden costs that organization typically overlooks.
All right, thanks for that. I do have another question that I'd like to ask regarding your presentation. So many organizations already have multiple digital platforms in place. So how can they determine whether platform consolidation is worth pursuing from a cost and business perspective?
Okay. There are steps involved over here. In case organization, really want to know whether they can go for unified digital platform, or they can just keep up with that multiple digital uh, investment that they have done, platform investment. So one thing that they can do is that they can audit all platform, all the systems that they have for usage and overlap, and then they can calculate the true run rate cost. As an example, if they are running 10 applications or 10 systems, they can just sum of all of them, and then they can find out what is the overall cost that goes yearly or monthly, to make them run, and then compare that cost to migration, or including migration, also the custom implementation and the payback period, because of course no one would really get the ROI out of the new system, the new implementation from day one. Maybe it'll take a year or two, to really get the payback. So if consolidation payback is in 18 to 24 months, the investment that it goes is, via lower licensing infrastructure support. So it's worth it. So plus you gain consistent branding experience, faster time to market, which matters even beyond the cost match. So whatever cost that I'm incurring while running all of these platforms, vis-a-vis migrating it to a single platform and making it run in a consolidated fashion. If we compare the cost, and the cost of running a unified platform is lower, that would really be a enabler for them to move to the new unified platform.
Okay, thanks for that, Samir. And I have one last question to ask regarding like platform cost consideration. So as organizations begin exploring AI initiatives, so you've known that many businesses or enterprises are now embracing more AI into their workflows, into their platforms. What should they consider to avoid increasing platform complexity and long-term costs?
Yeah, basically, it's not going to be a war between AI versus platform, right? It will always be complementary. Like one should favor AI embedded, AI embedded platforms, or AI having its presence in your existing platform over standalone point tools, because each new tool adds a vendor. So you may end up again with the same thing, having multiple vendors, providing some of the other AI capabilities. So instead of that, uh, you know, um, what we can really do is that start from one concrete use case, not a broad rollout. Fix data and content fragmentation first, since AI output quality depends on it. Budget for ongoing, orchestration cost, not just licensing. So one liner could be like, AI should reduce TCO, not add another layer to it. So we should be leveraging AI to ease up our, processes, ease up our migration or implementation cost and efficiency, and then we use platform to maintain and manage those content and assets and data. Yeah.
Yep. That is a very insightful answer. Thank you so much, Samir. And in the interest of time, we will be closing our Q&A segment. But before we wrap up, we'd also like to highlight an upcoming webinar that may be of your interest. So if today's discussion around total cost of ownership resonated with you, we will be continuing the conversation through more solution-focused topics. We will be having the Choosing the Right Platform for Customer and Citizen-Facing Experiences happening on 23rd July, and the registration link will be available soon. More details on our upcoming webinars can be found on our events page below. And alternatively, the fastest way you can find all our events is by following our LinkedIn page at Liferay to check out our latest updates. And with that, we have come to the end of the session. We hope today's webinar has provided you with valuable insights into how organizations can evaluate total cost of ownership beyond initial licensing costs and build a more sustainable digital platform strategy. If you'd like to discuss your organization's specific requirements or TCO considerations, please feel free to reach out to our APAC pre-sales team using the email addresses that are shown on the screen. So for Southeast Asia, you may contact us at sales-sg@liferay.com. And for India, you may contact sales-in@liferay.com. And with that, thank you everyone for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.